Oh,
Coach, how are you?
Well, what's the health report for today?
Kelly will play and Sully will play, so we're +1.
What are you
We're at
looking at
11.
What are you looking at for the starting five?
So we'll start the same lineup we have. So Rondo, Bayless, Jeff Green, Bass, and Hum. Avery had the MRI. I have not heard. So from what I was told, he had it or was going to have it this morning. I went in to the practice facility to see Gerald this morning for a little bit as he was, it's amazing what they do. They start the rehab the next day now, but as he was starting that with Ed. So I did not hear definitively on Avery yet.
What kind of event?
Oh, pretty simple stuff for healthy people, right? But obviously he had both surgeries done yesterday, which is pretty unique. Both went really well. And today, the one thing that he was just doing some work with his knee.
Why Sullinger off the bench? Why is that?
Well, he hasn't practiced hardly at all. And so, he had the one practice yesterday. Even on Monday, he was not able to come in and do much because he slightly twisted his ankle in the Saturday game. So, I just think these guys are playing well right now, Bass and Hum. And I think you could go any of four ways, really, Bill. But, at the end of the day, they're all going to play a lot of minutes.
You guys face Jordan Crawford. What did he give you guys?
Well, I thought Jordan had a great first half of the season, right? And I think he's really had great moments for them as well. I think he's obviously playing in a backcourt that's very deep and very talented, and just got deeper and more talented in the last 2 weeks with the addition of Blake. So, but what Jordan gives you is the ability to score in spurts. When he gets going, scoring the ball, he is a hard guy to stop. And even in that brief spurt yesterday, after he kind of got into it with Stevenson, I was watching it with my wife, and I was like, he might score the next two baskets, and he did right away. And you thought he might just keep going and going and going, but it's just kind of the way he's wired. He takes a challenge, and he's a scorer. He puts the ball in the basket.
Are there any limits on Kelly tonight, or is he full go?
No limits that I've been told. He was going to be. He went through practice yesterday. We practiced hard yesterday, and be reevaluated this morning. Everything was great, so got the thumbs up. And after I get the thumbs up, I'm not asking many questions.
Does this Warriors team look at all different on film now than it did when you faced them?
Deeper bench. I think when you looked at them off the bench, when we played them the first time, they weren't quite as effective. Especially scoring the ball. They had good players, specifically Barnes and Draymond Green, and Spates was playing at a high level. But now you've got, Jermaine O'Neal's playing like he's 25 the last couple weeks instead of 35, and Blake and Crawford give him scoring. So, what once perceived may have been a point that they really had to buffer up, they go 36-11 in bench points yesterday at Indiana. It's pretty impressive.
Were you watching the game last night?
I watched the first half live, and I have it on DVR. So, and then I came back and watched the second half this morning.
Have you ever seen anyone as unique as Steph Curry?
He is really unique. He's a great scorer. You can tell he's probably a gym rat, I'm guessing. I don't know that, but having a chance to coach against him in college and then now, the amazing part is he's not that much less effective here, and it's pretty amazing when you consider the step up from Davidson to the NBA, and he is a scary guy to coach against because he can get going in such a hurry. But Thompson's that way too. Thompson was unbelievable last night, and they've got a nice team full of guys that can put the ball in the basket.
How will their three-point shooting change tonight's game?
Well, if they make a lot, we're in trouble, and that's the way it is, right? I mean, so they've got Iguodala's shot it at a good percentage. Thompson and Curry shoot it at a high volume and good percentage. Blake's a good percentage shooter. We all know what Jordan can do. Harrison Barnes. I mean, they've got that team that can, especially when they go small with Barnes or Green at the 4, that can really stretch it. And you know, we're not even talking about, you know, Bogut's one of the better centers as far as defending the rim and protecting the paint that there is in the league. And then David Lee was an all-star last year. So, you know, it's a talented team. It's a really talented team. There's a reason why people think they could do a lot of things come the playoffs. And I agree with that.
Before Kelly went down, February was pretty easy his best rebounding month. Is that just him being more physical, being a step quicker, adjusting the big game?
You know, I would say, Jay, that it's probably a combination of being a little bit more physical, although it hasn't, you know, like, he hasn't, he's not the most physical or the least physical. You know, he's always been a fairly physical kid. What he is the game is moving a little bit slower. And I think it was moving awfully fast, and he was behind a step, not only in rebounding but defending early on in the season. And the better position you are at the end of the play, the better chance you have of rebounding. And that's what's happened. He's in the right spot more, and as a result, he gets better position. And that's how he rebounds.
Brett, how treacherous is Curry on the pick and roll?
He's good.
Shooting ability.
No, he's good. I mean, you just can't. The deal is with him is you got to guard him with a sense of urgency. You know, when we guarded him at Davidson, we trapped him everywhere he went, and you know, those other guys around him were good for our level, but they weren't Thompson and Barnes and the other guys that he's got around him here. And I think that's what makes it awfully difficult is you can put 2 on Curry, but you've got Klay Thompson and Iguodala and Lee and Bogut behind the play. And so it's really hard to commit 2 guys. The guy on the ball has a lot of responsibility. We did a really good job on him until the last shot last game. And then after that, you know, you've got to do a great job of trying to handle him in the pick and roll quickly and get out of it to guard the other guys on the pass, because he is a good passer too.
Thanks,